My mom kicked me out for her new family and later demanded money for my half-sibling's college when she found out I was successful. My mother gave birth to me when she was 20. My biological father was never in the picture. According to my mom, he never wanted children. They had only been dating for a few months when she got pregnant, and she offered him the option to walk away if he wasn't ready. He accepted and left. Because of the bitterness of their breakup, she chose not to demand child support, and he also refused to pay. They never spoke again, which turned out to be convenient for both of them. Thankfully, my grandparents supported her completely. They provided encouragement and financial help, which allowed her to finish school and find a job. While I was growing up, my mom had a few relationships, but when I was around 8, she began dating a coworker named Harry. They dated for more than 3 years before getting married. Harry and I were never especially close, but we managed to coexist peacefully. About 4 years after the wedding, my mom got pregnant. When the twins were born, everyone was happy, even me. But that's when things started to change. I had always believed my mom would support me because she had gone through so many hardships raising me alone. I hoped she wouldn't abandon me now. However, during her pregnancy, she started to distance herself. I did my best to encourage her, but my presence only seemed to irritate her. To avoid conflict, I decided to stay out of the way, but apparently even that wasn't enough. 6 months after the twins were born, my mom and Harry sat me down for a serious talk. They told me they couldn't keep me in the house anymore because they now had 2 children to care for. Since I had just turned 16, they couldn't legally kick me out, but they made it very clear that I was a financial burden. I knew that wasn't true. With 2 engineer salaries, supporting 2 adults, a teenager, and 2 babies was entirely possible. It was obvious that they just wanted me gone. I begged to stay, even offering to get a job and contribute financially. But my mother said she wanted to save their money and resources for the children who deserved it more. That was the moment I realized she no longer considered me part of her family. So I left. Technically, it wasn't a legal eviction, but it felt exactly like one. I had no choice. I moved in with my grandparents that same day. They were angry with my mom, but they didn't cut her off because they wanted to stay connected with the twins. At 16, I started working part-time because I didn't want to rely financially on my aging grandparents. When it was time for college, my mom and Harry refused to help, saying they were saving for the twins' education. I had no other option but to take out student loans. One of my uncles agreed to co-sign for me. During college, I worked to keep up with my loan payments and to have at least some financial security. My mom and I hardly spoke. On graduation day, only my grandparents attended. My mom didn't even bother to congratulate me. After college, I began working and living independently. At first, I didn't earn much, just enough for rent, food, utilities, and loan payments. Still, I gradually advanced in my career and became more financially stable. I'm proud of myself because I built everything on my own without their help. Now I'm 33. I have a senior management position at the same company where I started my career. A few months ago, I received a major promotion, though I kept it quiet and only told a handful of people. One of them was my uncle, to whom I owe so much. Unfortunately, he mentioned it to my mom and Harry at a family gathering. I think he meant well, but it backfired. Out of the blue, my mom and Harry showed up at my home. I hadn't spoken to them since college. I had blocked all contact because I no longer expected them to change. The only reason I let them inside was because, foolishly, I thought they had come to apologize or congratulate me. But instead, they got straight to the point. They needed money. Their business had failed, and with the twins getting close to college age, they were desperate. They said I should pay for my siblings' education, as though it was my duty to make up for the past. I was shocked at their audacity. These were the same people who had thrown me out for those children, insisting they deserved more. They refused to help me with my own college education, and now they expected me to support theirs. I immediately told them no. I reminded them that I had been forced to work through college and fund my own future because they had abandoned me. Instead of acknowledging their actions, they tried to guilt trip me. My mom claimed I was ungrateful, reminding me how she had raised me alone before meeting Harry. But that was her responsibility and her choice. And when I became inconvenient, she chose to discard me. I threw them out of my house. But after that, my mom began sending constant emails trying to guilt me into giving her money. At first, I ignored her, but eventually I replied and laid everything out. She called me ungrateful again. I blocked her email. She made new accounts and kept writing, and I blocked those as well. Then she went further. She came to my workplace. Thankfully, I wasn't there that day. I warned her over the phone that if she ever tried something like that again, I would sue her. But things only escalated. A week later, she was waiting outside my home when I returned from work. She started yelling, shoved me, and knocked my phone away when I tried to call the police. She blames me for everything wrong in her life and even tried to hit me. Shocked, I managed to defend myself, and neighbors heard the commotion. They intervened and called the police. I pressed charges, and now she is facing legal consequences. I'm also working with an attorney to get a restraining order. Since then, I've learned that Harry took the twins and moved back in with his parents. Apparently, even he confronted her about her behavior. My grandparents also told me they no longer want to be around her because of how toxic she has become. As for me, I feel no guilt. She made her choices, and now she is facing the results. I won't pay for her mistakes or for children she chose over me. I'm grateful to my grandparents and uncle for supporting me, because without them, I wouldn't have had the chance to build my life. But as for my mother, I owe her nothing.